Good morning and happy Thursday. It's so good to be here. Okay, so we had another amazing meet Plexus. I honestly, I know sometimes people think that I'm biased, but I absolutely love listening to Megan Train. It is so her zone. Um, and so I really am going to start out just a little bit with follow-up to, and really I'm going to be doing this every Thursday because guess what? It's the day after Meet Plexus. So we want to build momentum from those calls. I mean, that is the purpose of them, right? We've got a nice system down. And we've always said the fortune is in the follow-up, but it truly is. That's I I would venture to say that that is the work that nobody wants to do. I was doing somebody else's team call on Tuesday night before our call, and really that's what I was saying. I was just talking about they were just we were talking about duplication, we were talking about building businesses and all that stuff. And you know, you know how our term is, well, work works, like you got to work. And it's the work that people don't want to do. It's, okay, great, I invited them, but if you don't follow up, and again, maybe it's follow up initially, but then it's follow up later on. And it's not follow up and be annoying, it's follow up because I know that these products and this business works, and I'm going to give you that vision. That's the follow-up, right? And again, you just have to think about it. I know Alita tried to get me to do Plexus for a while, and I was like, I don't know what you're drinking, but I'm not doing it. Again, so much so that I made a pact with my other friend who was not doing Plexus, and I said, listen, we're not doing this no matter what. We did a handshake on it. It's like none of us are going to fall prey to whatever this pink drink is that's taking our friend away. Well, needless to say, I did join. And really the same thing with Alita, right? Because Jen Leah, talked to her time and time and time, 18 months, right? She didn't get tired of following up. She wasn't annoying Alita. She was trying to give Alita value, painting the vision. So I know that seems like a tangent, but that is the follow-up, okay? And you really want to try and follow up between 24 and 48 hours. I mean, that is the time frame to try and close the deal. Yes, have you seen some come in later from last week's, but you really want to do that. You want to talk to people when they've just seen the Zoom and been a part of it and seen a little bit about our community and the products and the opportunity, and maybe they saw something that they hadn't seen before. You want to get them when that excitement is high, right? We all know the hardest part is even after somebody orders, it's like that 5 days of them waiting for their products, which is another time that you have to continue to build excitement. We love going into our chats and talking about, oh my gosh, with a snapshot of when their order is coming. It's going to be like Christmas. We don't care what time of year it is. We say that all the time. Like, yes, it's so hard waiting. So we just try and continue building excitement with them and just touching base every day until their products come in. And again, there are a couple questions, and I can even bring forward, some of the things that Alita put in. She's at Jules School. So I know that the We Mean Business chat has been quiet so far this morning, but that's okay because we really do know what to do, right? Follow up. And so you can check in with your friends, and, hey, I saw that you hopped on the call. Like, what really stood out to you? What did you hear that you didn't know before? Did you love the products or the business discussion more? Like, those are all, don't ask all those questions, but those are some of the questions that you can ask them. And you can say, I mean, this is something that I would say, I know Megan is my daughter, but I still am blown away when she tells her testimony, because I am. They were on Medicaid with the kid. I mean, it's just like, and then they go to pay off 100,000. They were very focused with that goal. I'm telling you. And I remember Meg would not want to make that big payment. It's like, oh, it's hard. It's kind of like when my husband would increase the retirement savings every year. You'd think I would be the one doing it. No, he always did that. And I'd be like, oh my gosh, we have less money. You put more money into that retirement, but am I happy now? Yes, yes, of course I am. We have to trade the right now for what we know will be better, right? Um, and you can say, like, you pick such a great time to tune in, and the assumption, I love, Megan talks about this a lot too. I love the assumption of that they are going to do it, right? I love that you're going to, be hopping on now or joining us now because it's such a great time with the incentives that Plexus has. Let's grab your combo now with, again, whether you talked about their health goals, you can go into that, all that, right? You can talk about, I know when I started or when I was introduced to Plexus, I was skeptical too, but wasn't that Zoom amazing? I can send you this one other story or something like that. Maybe they dealt with migraines or something like that. You could share something specific to them, like, hey, I know Meg shared this, but I really think that you would relate to this. Again, just building that, right? Testimonies are super powerful. So maybe that's what you need to follow up with them. Or all, so all that. But you just need to do it, right? And another thing that I'm going to do today, because Dee Dee and Erica, really, I mean, whoever shouts it out into the Wellness Co, because we're one big team. It's like, these are the ladies who joined last night. You're going to want to tune in next week, or I can send you the recording or whatever that is. Or, hey, if you miss that, like we're doing a GLP-1 messenger event. You know what I mean? Like you just keep going, right? Okay, so that's that. All right. Okay, so that's follow-up, okay? And but what again, I love how I go through different phases of listening to people. But I'm obsessed with Debbie Neal right now. And because I love her no BS approach to everything. It's like, you may not like what I have to say, but it needs to be said, kind of a thing. And a lot of times that's how we really need to be as leaders, right? And so she did a podcast the other day just about limitless, becoming limitless, really. And I love that because that's right up our alley. We talk about that all the time. We place our limits on ourselves that don't have to be there. So we have to be intentional about living what we would call a limitless life, right? The possibilities are endless with Plexus, right? So what happens is just too many people play small, right? Maybe you just started, maybe you have been here a while. Either way, sometimes playing small kicks in, right? Because somebody says something or whatever happens, right? Or maybe you've started out and you never really let yourself dream big because you're thinking, I don't know if this is for me. Like, again, you're placing limits, right? But what we want is we want you to rise up because you really were made for more. We're here to encourage you, to inspire you, to motivate you. And again, motivation doesn't stick around forever, but it's a great starting point. And we'll also talk about, inspiration or desperation are great motivators, right? So we want to live a limitless life, right? We want to shed the limitations. We want to get rid of limiting beliefs that we have. There are voices in our head that tell us that we can't do it, or that's not for you, or who do you think you are, or like all of those things. I mean, drop a one in the comments if you've ever had that thought, oh, she can do it, but I can't. Nobody wants to do this. People don't have the money. I'm bothering people. Like, those are all limiting beliefs that you put into your mind. And here's the thing, they come from a couple different origins, right? They come from fear. Fear is a big one, right? Because our brains and everything were originally designed to keep us safe. So fear can creep in really fast. Those limiting beliefs and those voices that we have in our brain come from experiences that we've had. Maybe your mother or father said, you're not the successful one in the family. That's not who we are. We've never been a family who has finances. Like, you're always going to be poor. You can't better yourself. Who do you think you are? Like, all those things, and people speak those things into our life as we're growing up, and they don't even know it. And then and then you've got other people's opinions. What are you doing? What's going on? Why do you think you can build a business? You're just fill in the blank. Just this, or whatever it is, right? All those things. Those limits come from all those different things. But here's the thing. We've got a lot of feelings. I know Megan's talked about feelings too. But here's the thing. We can direct our feelings, because what happens is our feelings really are directing our actions, or what we believe is true. And I know that's kind of crazy, but it really is. Our feelings are really powerful. But what we need to do is we need to direct them, and we need to tell them how to operate, right? And if we can get our feelings under control, or direct them in the direction that will make us limitless and unstoppable and all that, like, that's where it's at, right? Because here's the thing, the limitations, all those things that I rattled out, they are not real, okay? We believe they're real. They're not like actual physical walls, right? But they're only real if you allow them to. Like, they're just not real. They are thoughts, beliefs, and stories that we tell ourselves, all right? And we collect them. Like I said, we collect them through our whole life, and it affects the things that we do in life, the expectations that we have for ourselves, and where we think we can go, right? Oh, you know what? There's only a few people who make it to the top. You know what? You didn't get in at the right time. Like, honestly, I could go on and on and on, right? But we can't let those thoughts dictate our feelings and then our actions, okay? And here's the thing, it's like, think of it as, it's almost like building an invisible fence around ourselves with those thoughts, right? It's keeping us from our dreams, and it's not on purpose. Again, it's a protection mode that our brains have. So just remember, every limitation that you have now is really like a learned belief that you believe to be true, because maybe it was said to you time and time and time again. So, but what limitation, when people say things like that to us, it's their limitations. It reveals their limitations on what they think they can do in life, not you. Like, isn't that crazy? And the same thing, even when down to the, even when somebody says no, it's not a reflection of you. It's a limitation that that person has, that they think they can't get over in order to start the products or the business, right? So it's somebody else's version of what is possible. And we need to break through that, okay? And really living this limitless life, right, is a decision that you make. We talk about that a lot. Like sometimes you just need to decide, and then that's how you move forward, right? Um, you don't have to fall into whatever the box is that you think you should be in, or other people think you should be in, or the box that you think is possible for your life, right? Um, you just don't have to. You don't have to believe that. So the limitations live in our mind, not in our reality. Because what happens is we actually create our reality from our thoughts, right? Who knew we were going to do all this today? But I mean, it's like our potential versus a little bit of what's inside of us that's built from those feelings, beliefs, and thoughts. So there are three things that you can do to start shedding those limiting beliefs that are going to be helpful, right? So first we have to have awareness, right? We have to have awareness about a belief. You have to catch yourself thinking something. Awareness is always the first piece. And Alita's always so good at coming back to me when I reflect, and in a message or something to her, she's like, "Oh my gosh, your awareness is so on point these days," right? That's something that I have actually paid attention to, because that's going to be my next step. Like, you've got to pay attention to it. You've got to catch those thoughts and become aware. That is the first step, right? And we want to become more we want to become careful with those thoughts, because really what we can start doing is shifting that. No, 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 no. I am powerful. I am growing in this business. I can learn how to be an amazing leader. I am capable. I am strong. I am powerful, right? Because we are growing and expanding, right? So our thoughts will reinforce our limits, or it's going to help us to break through. So the first step is just that awareness piece, right? So then what we want to do, I kind of jumped a little bit ahead, but we want to rewrite that story, right? So being aware of something doesn't change anything. That's great, but you still need to, like I said, create that new story, create those new thoughts, like I had just talked about. So we are aware of it, and then we need to rewrite the story, rewrite the thoughts that we have, speak. And sometimes, you think, oh my gosh, I feel like a fraud or whatever, and it's going to seem weird when you say it, but you just have to keep speaking life into it, because it really does matter. And then before you know it, you're like, yeah, I am powerful, right? Wow, like what a great leader decision I just made. Dang, I really helped with that. Whatever it is, right? It will come to fruition. So you've got the awareness. We're going to start rewriting the story, and then we're going to take we're aligned action, right? So we're rewriting the story, but we're taking action, right? We've got the awareness, we've got the knowledge, but now we need to do things. Like, you need to step into your leadership as if you are already that leader. And yes, is it awkward? And we talk about it all the time. It's you do things that actually will embarrass yourself if you're getting out of your comfort zone, but you then learn from it, right? You're stepping into who you want to be. You act according to what you want. And, it really is a snowball effect, right? We've been talking about our thoughts and our beliefs. Well, when you step through that, right, and you start aligning your actions with that, like, that's courage. And then courage creates evidence, right? That it can be done. Evidence then builds belief, right, in what we're talking about and what you're wanting to do, and the dream and the unstoppable life, right? And then that belief builds momentum, and you just can't stop a freight train that's going like a bat out of hell, right? So and it's with that momentum that now you are unstoppable. So it's like the domino effect, right? So, yeah, what you want to do is you want to think about your feelings as if you already were. Like, how would you feel with your diamond? How would you carry yourself when you walk into a room? How would you speak if someone asked you, "Hey, I'd really like you to speak on Power 30." Ooh, does that sound scary? Like, it's like, how would you feel? Like, those are the things, running your own messenger events, running a Facebook group event, going live on Facebook, talking, on Power 30 when you feel like you're not quite ready. How about running a book study with your team? It's so funny. We don't talk about that a lot, but that was something we did in the very beginning all the time. We were always doing book studies because we knew we needed personal growth. And a lot of time, there were times when I read the books, I'm just being honest, and there were times I didn't, but I always got on the book study calls because I always learned something. So sometimes I was like 100% invested and I could have been the one speaking. And there are other times it's like I didn't really read the book, but I invested in the time of the book study because I always got a nugget that I could take out of it. And that's what we want. We want to take what we have learned, that knowledge, and then apply it, right? Again, I ended here with action. We've got to take aligned action. So show up how you want to be. And think about how you would feel. How would you feel if you had all the finances that you needed and like an unexpected bill came up and you're like, I'm good, I'm in abundance, I can handle that. And even if you don't have all those funds, you really have to think, how would I feel if I did? You know what I mean? We need to feel successful now, even before it happens, because guess what? It changes your energy, and your energy is everything, because that is what moves things forward, your energy, right? We talk about that all the time, like pump yourself up before you start messaging or whatever it is that you're doing, because it matters. Because if you are always thinking, oh gosh, I just keep messaging people and they're ghosting me, or like I've already reached out to 50 people and nobody's getting back to me, and all those things. Like, if you stay in that energy, yeah, nobody's going to want to join you. Like, your energy is there whether you think it is or not. I can tell talking to someone when anyone on my team, if they message me, I know what energy they're in. It's telltale. And I'll say, hey, I can see, I can hear that your energy is down. Don't worry that that person isn't getting in the chat. Like, we can't control them. We can only control what I control. Sometimes I come out, well, I'm not really down. Well, guess what? Your energy says otherwise. You can tell me whatever you want, but I can feel it. I can feel your energy, whether you want to admit it or not. Okay. And so here's something else, right? So kind of what I was just talking about. So your reactions to things will reveal your limits, right? So if you have a bad reaction, if someone says no, or they're not getting back to you, or they're not taking their products like they should, or you're getting whatever, no likes on your posts or whatever it is, that reveals your limits. So like if you spiral a little bit, then you've got to build your limits. Like, you've still got some limiting beliefs, right? Or if someone says something, do you shrink or panic, right? So start paying attention to those, because those feelings, right, can be a compass for you. Are you feeling fear, or are you gonna step into freedom like we really want to, right? Um, we want to be more, we want to believe more, we want to get into action, we want to be unstoppable. So when you take that, just like to end this, when you take that limitless thinking, right? And then that limitless feeling, and you combine them, oh my gosh, you are really aligned with your higher self, right? Challenges are now going to build you. And because here's the thing, you guys, there are no perfect conditions. You just need to do it now. And here's the thing. To be totally honest with you, I woke up this morning and I was like, oh, just my energy wasn't where I needed it to be. So you do things to get yourself into energy. Just little things, whether it's helping someone in a chat or, preparing for Power 30. Like this builds me up. This gives me energy. I love pouring into you guys. I love doing the new VIP orientation. I hope you guys love it because I am like, that is my jam. Like when I come in with that high energy, I mean every bit of it. None of it is fake. Like I'm super excited because I know how these products and this business can change people's lives. And I tap into that when I'm just feeling a little bit, I get myself going. So I hope that this was helpful. Let's follow up. The follow up is in the fortune is in the follow up. And yeah, let's really crush. We got 2 more days to crush it before mid-month. You guys, mid-November. This is the other thing, extra credit, right? I always give you extra credit. The extra credit is your business for next year is built in this month and next month. Do not take your foot off the pedal. I'm serious. Like you do everything that you can to go full charge this month, next month. Not only because it builds your business and when there are those people who start January 1st, you're going to have built up they're going to be like, you know what? I saw Nanzetta, posting about that GLP-1 challenge. You know what? I think I'm ready. It's January 1st. Like you've built that up, right? You've built that trust. They've seen you being consistent in your posting and your stories, right? You're not shrinking back as it's the holidays. Oh, I'm just kind of busy. You know what I mean? No, you're inviting people to the Meet Plexus and they're winning $50, right? Yeah, that's what we're doing. Okay. And so you do that now, like do everything that you can. Plexus has given us everything that we need and boom, a trip to Cancun. So let's go, you guys. All right. I love you guys.